We check out the tail of the tape as these featherweights keep beating each other, and that's why you see these records look the way they look.
That is so true. And if you're looking at this, Janay Harding has got that reach advantage, but did a lot of damage in the clinch with elbows in their first fight. We'll see if Sinead can stop that from happening again.
Bellator MMA welcomes those joining us tonight on BBC iPlayer and on Virgin Media here in Ireland as we move now to the featherweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds live on Showtime. We introduce the blue corner. At 5'9", weighing in 145.1 pounds. Her professional record 6-6. She fights out of Auckland, New Zealand, Janay Harding. And across the cage, her adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'7", weighing in 146 pounds. The former title challenger, now ranked at number 3 tonight, returns to the cage with 8 professional victories, 5 defeats from Dublin, Ireland. Introducing Sinead Kavanagh. In charge, your referee, Kevin McDonald.
We'll talk about all the obstacles that Sinead Kavanagh has fought through to be here. And think about this and the courage it takes. This is all to get back in the cage with Chris Cyborg.
It's so true.
That's the reward.
That's the
reward. Prize at the end.
That's a good prize.
Now, the first fight ended on the blood stoppage as Janay Harding was just throwing these really damaging elbows. And when Amanda talks about how some people didn't think that fight should be stopped, some people is John McCarthy.
That would be me, because I'm going to be honest. You look at a cut and it's the placement of the cut and how bad is the cut. In my opinion, that cut was stopped because we had a doctor who was new to the sport watching women fight, and women fighting is no different than men fighting. You give them the same leeway, the same effects. You do everything the same for them that you do for the men. And in that fight, I don't think it was done. Nice job by Sinead in that exchange.
We talked about city kickboxing. Any of the top fighters in the world down there right now? Or?
I think they have a couple, yeah. Eugene Barrowman
down there. And
it's one of the great things about Janay Harding right now is she has gone back to her home and back to city kickboxing with Eugene Barrowman, where she should have been for a while, because he's got a great system and he goes by that system and he makes people work within it. And it's obvious that that system is damn good because everyone out of his gym is a damn good fighter.
Janay Harding has talked about the evolution of both fighters. 4.5 years is a long time in the sport. She said, we were 2 strikers back then, now we're 2 MMA fighters.
Very true. Both have really just improved in not just being strikers. And you're taking a look at right now, and this is the difference in them as strikers. Janay is very technical. Look at the straight punches she throws. Sinead, very tough and throws brawler-type punches. She wants to knock you out with every shot she throws.
She'll wing.
Oh, yes.
Sinead Kavanagh was getting the better of the exchanges in that fight, and then the elbow started, and one of them just caught Sinead Kavanagh over that right eye, which is why I think the doctor, right or wrong, wherever you stand on it, he stopped it because it was over the eye and it was bleeding into her eye. And I think that's probably what caused the stoppage.
But at the time of the stoppage, it wasn't bleeding because it had just been stopped by the cut man, and that's what the cut man's there for.
That's the point. It didn't give the cut man a chance to stop it, and that was what was significant about the stoppage.
Nice job by Janay, just controlling the center of the cage. But you're seeing that Sinead is waiting for those attacks and looking for those counters.
I didn't realize that there was an SBG fighter that wasn't here.
A couple. Johnny Walker just absolutely coming on fire now that he's been working out with SBG, fighting his type of fights. Looking good.
It's just an extraordinary team environment. And interesting talking to the different fighters about wanting to support their team, but you got to stay focused, obviously, on what you have to do.
Nice clean right hand by Sinead there.
Does Harding look a little bit like a different fighter to you than...
She looks a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
She's the one that's controlling where the action is taking place. She's trying to come forward on Sinead. Most people cannot come forward on Sinead. She's doing a good job with that. She just needs to look for those counters when Sinead's starting to blitz her. That's something that really needs to be brought out. Attacking the body by both women. Again, nice left hand. The left hand by Sinead has really been finding its mark. You can see Sinead is attacking the body with that front teep kick, while Sinead is attacking it with that left hook to the body right there.
20 seconds,
Janay Harding has struggled on the ground, and yet it's going to take an awful lot. It seems impossible to convince Sinead Kavanagh to fight that way. I mean, there's no way you're going to do it.
Yeah, she's got to blow out her knee for it to happen. I talked to her about it. I said, why are you not? You've really improved so much. I just like to brawl.
Are you saying that fighters can be stubborn?
No. Oh,
that's the best shot of the round for Harding as it comes to an end. All 18 of Matias's wins have been by stoppage. I'd say that long line of Argentinian great fighters. Oscar Bonavena, Carlos Monzon.
Here you see, nice clean shot right there with the right hand by Kavanagh. This beautiful hook to the body. And then Harding had her own times, especially with those teep kicks.
Let's go.
Kavanagh's probably making about $3 an hour tonight when you factor in all the work he's put in. It's an extraordinary roster. It feels like half the SBG roster is in action tonight. Well, man, but not a single index card, nothing.
His voice is gone.
I wonder if they factored that in. Let's start the round 2 here for Harding. Why did you give her round 1? It got close. That's her best shot for Kavanagh.
And
really, another one.
There were a couple of really good shots by Kavanagh, but she also ate a lot of shots to the body, and those kicks to the body caused her problems. They always knocked her back. So you're looking by controlling the cage and by being the one that landed the heavier shots overall. I gave it to Janay Harding.
Don't know about these kicks landing or how many she's putting in the bank and what Sinead Kavanagh is feeling. Is she moving as well as she was at the start of round 1? So much work just to trust those knees, that knee again.
This is what Sinead needs to do. She needs to force Janay to be the one that's having to move laterally, not coming forward. Make her feel uncomfortable with the pressure. Right there, I need a response. I need counters by Sinead. Don't just let those moments go by. There you go.
Left got through.
That's what counters will do. Janay is hurt. Nice movement.
Still coming forward. This has been a 7-minute version of what the first couple of minutes of the first fight were. Great exchanges. Kavanagh probably getting the better of it before the cut caused by the elbows.
What are you seeing by Sinead right now? She is taking a little bit of a break. She put a lot of shots on her. She's sitting back a little bit. catching her breath and throwing when she can, but that was why you saw that little space of time. She kind of seemed like she stopped. She's just catching some air. Nice.
Yep. Left clipped her, that left hook. Talk about her winging the shots in. See blood from the mouth of Sinead Kavanagh. Obviously the damage starting to show on Janay Harding too.
The right hand is starting to puff out that left eye area. You can see some swelling on Janay. Shots again.
Yeah, these lefts are getting through the guard.
Kavanagh's having a lot more success in this round. Putting a lot of shots on Janay. And you're seeing a difference in the confidence. Take a look at the way this fight is now changed in the aspect of Sinead Kavanagh now moving forward. Janay trying to get some distance at times back against the cage.
Just what you said, she's forcing Janay Harding now to move laterally, and she can't get those front kicks.
That's it.
Good counter right by Harding.
Nice counter strikes.
Remember when we did the Juliana Velasquez-Denise Keelholz fight, we talked about whether Juliana Velasquez, who had a huge advantage on the ground, if she was going to be stubborn and just keep it on her feet no matter what.
Yeah. It is one of the things, because when you're watching Sinead and you talk to fighters and you say, why are you going to make yourself just a boxer? Because you can see it's really no kicks. She loves using her hands. She's a boxer-centric type of stylist. But that's what she loves to do, and that's where she thinks she's going to be successful. She doesn't want to get into grappling. She can do it, but she'd rather stand here and look for the knockout.
Great athletes are stubborn, almost by definition. Big round two for Sinead Kavanagh.
Big one. Big right hand, beautiful left hand. That's why you go with the combinations. It's always the one that they don't see coming. Again, left hand, landing, putting Janay down. She gets right back up, but these are having a cumulative effect on her. Sinead having a lot of success with those shots. You can see Janay losing her balance there. Clean right hand. Getting a little bit too close, crushing the space a little bit too much, but fantastic round for Sinead Kavanagh.
How many times, Don, have we said over and over again about fighters, male or female, just throwing one shot and not throwing that combination? Sinead Kavanagh just demonstrated viscerally what happens when you throw two at a time.
Multiples, exactly.
See, I listen to you. I know Josh doesn't, but I do.
Third and final.
Pretty even, but obviously Kavanagh's shots much more damaging in round two. With you on this, I'm not completely convinced that all three judges saw the first round for Harding.
No, this could definitely, it was a very close round. And it's a matter of what's wrong with our scoring system is, obviously, the round won by Sinead Kavanagh. The second was, she won it way easier than what would have been if you gave it around to Harding in the first. So, you know, there's no doubt she's winning the fight. But as we have scorecards and rounds, it might be even.
You already owe me a Monster Energy on those 26s from the first fight. Slower pace here to start round 3.
What you're seeing, Janay trying to reestablish that control of where she's at in the cage, making Sinead fight more off her back foot. Sinead needs to turn that. Again, as we were talking about, when you're fighting with just one style, you're being a boxer, you're making it easier on your opponent because they only have to deal with one element instead of everything. You brought up Josh Thompson. What made Josh Thompson a great fighter is he would wrestle with you, he would kick, he would strike. He did the entire game, submission, and that makes him difficult to deal with. The more that you go towards just one style, the easier you become for your opponent.
You know, I don't want to say anything nice about him because he might be listening, but remember, when he did that, guys weren't doing that yet.
Exactly.
That was ahead of its time.
Exactly.
Remember, Harding's put a lot of these kicks in the bank. Sinead Kavanagh not moving as well here in round 3.
No, but you know, Sinead is moving away from those kicks. They're really not landing. She's using it more as a feeler as far as distance and to keep Sinead going backwards, which is smart. She needs to continue on with that. Sinead needs to figure out, no, I need to step past it, knock it to the side, sweep it past, and then come with my power.
61 goes, it's the degree, particularly early, particularly in that first round. Those are the ones I was talking about. Sinead Kavanagh has been one-dimensional, but that one dimension's been pretty good tonight. Again, left in the combination. Second of the one, again.
See those right there? You see it has impact and it has effect. And that's what you're looking for. Right now, when Sinead is hitting Janay, it is affecting her. But you can see how much. Nice clean right hand, but you can see how much the kicks are causing Kavanagh problems.
Moving her, keeping her off center.
Nice left hand.
It's the same combination virtually the entire fight. Harding's trying to move her, and now Sinead Kavanagh is being more stubborn about trying to get back to her spot.
As we're watching this fight break down, what you're seeing is the volume is absolutely in Janay Harding's corner, while the power and effective strikes are coming from the power of Sinead Kavanagh.
A rematch, 4.5 years in the making, and it did not disappoint. Sinead Kavanagh landed a lot of big shots. Janay Harding gonna make it to the finish. That was good stuff. Janay Harding took some big shots from Sinead Kavanagh, particularly in round number 2, which is where the fight turned. First round and the third round were pretty subjective, and it really depends on how you score it, how you judge it. Well, still a little bit of suspense. High stakes. Sinead Kavanagh ranked 3rd in the division. Needs this win. There's only one man who knows, and his name is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, will go now to your judges' scorecards. Your first judge, Sal the Model, scores the fight 30-27 while judges Marcel Varela and Paul Sutherland both see it the same 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Sinead Kavanagh.
A huge sigh of relief for Sinead Kavanagh, back in the win column and back with John McCarthy.
I'm here with your winner, Sinead Kavanagh. Sinead, that was a beautiful job of taking a fight that you were having problems with the kicks, then stopping that with the counter strikes and landing big, heavy strikes throughout the second and third round.
Yeah, I was just waiting for her to kick. I knew she'd do that, go for the leg, you know, but I answered every time. I schooled her, you know. I gave her an awful hiding there now.
You came into this, we know that you're a brawler, you're someone that you like to strike. At the very end, you went and actually got a takedown. What were you thinking?
Yeah, why not mix it up a little bit?
Good job, I like that.
Yeah, so I just took her down, but I was just wary because she's rangy, she's long, so I was just waiting for that up kick. Exactly same what happened down with Leah, you know, so.
We have some new women here in the featherweights. We got Sarah McMahon that just came in. Kat Zingano's going to be fighting someone you just fought, Lee McCourt. Who should you be fighting next?
I don't know, John. Just give me whoever I'm ready for.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a beautiful victory. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sinead Kavanagh.